Colin Simmons is already committed to Texas. But how many five-star recruits will Texas sign in the 2024 class? Now, Colin Simmons was a huge pickup 2 weeks ago for Coach Sark and the Longhorns. Dominant pass rusher, position of need for Texas. But we know Texas fans want more. So let's bring on Gerry Hamilton of Inside Texas to discuss. All right, I want to know, what other five stars do the Longhorns have a shot at? But first, Texas fans, hit that subscribe button and an all-new recruiting page dedicated just to the biggest recruiting fans like yourself. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. All right, Gerry, let's take a look at the Texas five-star targets first. Athlete Terry Bussey, D lineman Dominic McKinley, offensive tackle Brandon Baker, corner Kobe Black, wide receiver Ryan Wingo, and wide receiver Micah Hudson. You know I got to ask about Micah Hudson, but let's start at the top. Athlete Terry Bussey. Now, he's trending heavily right now towards Texas A&M. What do you think the Longhorns' chances are at signing him?
Unless he gets on campus September 16th for the Wyoming game, I think it's very low. He's going to be at LSU. He's going to be at Alabama. Right, he's going to be at Alabama for the Texas game. Then he's got to visit the LSU right before he announces September 28th. He's saving his Texas A&M official visit. That doesn't sound really good for the Longhorns' chances to me, Josh. If he doesn't get on campus September 16th, it's pretty low right now.
All right, defensive lineman Dominic McKinley. Maybe we should have started here. He's making his decision this Friday, September 1st. What's the latest intel on five-star D lineman Dominic McKinley?
First thing is he's going to call Thursday night and kind of let people, the coaches know, the guys that finished second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Oh boy.
Essentially, he's going to let them know, right? And so we'll see where that one goes. But look, I think right now it's coming down to close to home, Texas A&M, Texas, and then Oklahoma. Coming out of June official visits, Texas and Oklahoma were the top two. A&M wasn't sure where they were at. Now they've gained a lot more confidence here in the last couple of weeks. So the question is around this recruitment is, if Todd Bates, J.R. Sandlin, if those are the guys that Dominic feels most comfortable with, will he go that far from home? Will all that travel work out with a younger brother that has 2 years of high school football left after Dom graduates? Then there's Texas and Texas A&M, both within driving distance from Lafayette, both strong in computer science, where his major is going to be. I think all the D-line coaches, Larry Johnson, Todd Bates, Bo Davis, and Elijah Robinson have all done a great job in this recruitment. This one's coming down to a couple of family conversations and how close to home is he actually going to stay.
Man, that would be a dangerous combination if he joins the Longhorns. Inside, you got Dominic McKinley, and then on the edge, you got Colin Simmons. Wow. Let's flip over to the offensive side of the ball. Let's go out to California, where Brandon Baker, the #1 offensive tackle in the country, attends high school at Mater Dei, and he is highly intrigued by the Longhorns. Took an official visit there in June. He's probably going to make a decision here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Gerry, what's Texas's chances?
I think Texas has a legit shot here at Brandon Baker. I think they've been trending pretty well since the official visit in June. Obviously, he was at Texas for the spring game as well, so he's been on campus twice. The question in my mind, does it come down to Texas and Oregon, Texas, Ohio State? Could Nebraska do enough September 16th to get in the mix? I think Texas is going to be in that final couple where he makes that decision from. My biggest question is, who's it going to be with Texas? Is it going to be Oregon or Ohio State? I still lean to Oregon, but we'll see. But I can tell you this, the Texas staff, Sarkisian, Kyle Flood, they continue to have really good conversations, not only with Baker, but with his family.
All right, let's stay inside the state of Texas, go to Waco Connally, where the top corner in the state resides, and that's Kobe Black. We thought Kobe Black could be off the board right now, but he's not. He still has a couple visits. We'll see if he takes those in the fall. But right now, what's your read on where Texas stands with Kobe Black?
I think Texas is in a good spot with Kobe Black. I think Texas A&M has tried to make a run. They got him on campus the last weekend in July. But I think, look, there's been a lot of relationship building there with Texas. Jelani McDonald, former teammates, really having a great experience at Texas. Another former teammate, Trey Wisner, who transferred to DeSoto as seniors, having a really good experience at Texas. Then there's that close to home. His brother plays at Oklahoma State. This recruitment, similar to Colin Simmons, is going to come down to close to home. And the question I've always had, and Justin Wells and I have had it inside Texas, who's going to be that team to really challenge Texas? Was it going to be A&M or LSU? He's scheduled to be at LSU September 9th, but right now it looks like A&M is the biggest challenger to Texas. But I believe Texas has a pretty decent lead right now.
All right, a little rivalry battle going on for Kobe Black. Let's move to the wide receiver portion of this show. Now, Texas would love nothing more than to add a 5-star wideout in this class. Let's start with wide receiver Ryan Wingo, and this one gets a little interesting because he's from the state of Missouri, and we just saw Missouri pull the number 1 player in the state, Williams-Nwaneri. Now, Ryan Wingo, he hasn't set a decision date. He said maybe December 20th at the early signing period, but he's also kind of insinuated that could come much sooner than that. So what do you think about Ryan Wingo and Texas's chances?
Yeah, I think Texas has a very legitimate chance here. Look, he's scheduled to be back in Austin September 16th for the Wyoming game weekend. That's going to be a huge visit for Texas. He's also scheduled to be at Tennessee, I believe, September 30th for their game. With him not jumping in the boat quickly at Missouri like Williams-Nwaneri did, I actually think that's a good sign for Texas and Tennessee, which I think are the two pursuers here. But I think Steve Sarkisian's had this recruitment dialed in pretty well, even through his wide receiver coaching change. He has done a lot of personally recruiting in this one with Wingo and the family. And then obviously when Wingo came on campus, spent a lot of time with Arch Manning, because Wingo's mentioned that life outside of football is going to be very important in his decision. So I think Texas has a very legitimate chance here. I think that September 16th visit is going to go a long way in determining just what the Longhorns' chances are. And I do agree that Ryan Wingo won't last until December. He'll come off the board before that.
He will. Now, one that has not come off the board is the number 1 wide receiver in the state of Texas, Micah Hudson. He was trending heavily toward Texas Tech in June. He cancels a visit to Texas in June. It looks like he's about to commit to the Red Raiders. We even had a commitment video ready for it, but he holds off. He doesn't make a commitment. So now where do things stand between Micah Hudson and Texas? Do they have a shot?
Look, he was my first 100% RPM guy of my career, and it's sitting there at 100%. I don't know if he's just messing with all of us or not at this point, but Texas has never stopped communicating with Micah Hudson. I think Texas Tech is the favorite, though, until they're proven not to be. The question is he really going to go all the way to the Under Armour All-America game to announce his decision? Look, Josh, all these kids talk about it. Even Dominic McKinley was going to do that 6 weeks ago, and now he's committing on September 1st. So I'll be surprised if it goes all the way. But if there's one recruit that's showing you he might take it the distance right now, it's Micah Hudson. So it'll be interesting. And if I'm a Texas Tech fan, man, if he keeps staying on this first week in January, I start to feel a little less confident about it. That gives everybody else a chance. But I can tell you that Texas is not throwing in the towel. They're going to recruit through the whistle on Micah Hudson.
Just an unbelievable recruitment. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, it seems like Texas Tech, but like you said, the longer this thing goes, you just never know. All right, so Texas fans want to know. We got to answer the question. Out of these 6 prospects, how many do you think Texas can end up signing when we come around to the 2024 deadline?
I feel pretty good about 2. And they have one in the boat in Colin. I feel pretty good about 2 others right now. We'll see what happens. Look, I mean, for the Texas fans, they're looking at 3 straight top 5 classes. If they get 2 more 5-stars to go with Colin Simmons, they're going to have a shot.
Now, what if Texas were to make the playoffs this year, play out of their mind? They beat Alabama. They have a great year. They make the playoffs. Can you see them landing more than 2?
You know, that'd be interesting. Like a kid like a Dominic McKinley, if he doesn't go Texas way Friday, I think he's in his own lane in recruiting. So I think that's a guy that's harder to flip. I could see Texas maybe adding one more. I could see Texas getting back in on some guys that maybe they thought they were out on. That's the key, is if they have this big season, maybe not guys we've even talked about, Josh, but guys they were in on at one point in time, and it becomes flip season in November and December.
All right, Gerry Hamilton, thank you. Texas fans, subscribe to the On3 Recruits page. Jerry's going to be popping in all the time. We're going to have all the latest Texas developments. Gerry, thank you for stopping by the Inside Scoop.
You got it, Josh.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. And remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.